Hello and welcome to the Portent Kast. My name is Lila. I am your dungeon keeper and host. The Portent Kast is a queer, female, and non-binary actual play show where we play TTRPGs of all sorts. And today you are tuning into episode 13 of A Parlous Voyage, our second main campaign. You can keep updated with everything we do, TTRPGs, over on Twitter at the Portent Kast, and you can watch episode clips over on our TikTok. If you want to keep updated with episodes of TPK, you can go ahead and hit that subscription button below, but without further ado, let's introduce the cast.
Hi, I'm Kristen, and I play Barky or Vernon.
Hi, I'm Star, and I play Mariana, the captain.
Hi, I'm Carolee, and I play Tawara, aka Astrid.
Hello, I am Ezra, and I play Ether, the first mate.
Hi, I'm Helen, and I play Narissa, aka Barnacle Bimbo.
Alrighty, now let's set sail into this week's episode of A Parlous Voyage.
Hello, I'm Ren, or To Your Moonlight. You may actually recognize me from our one-shot from our summer of TTRPGs project, which is Shadow Falls. And I'm actually here to talk to you about the upcoming games that are being released. First, the Summer of TTRPGs project is a multi-game and system project run by the Portent Kast with over 15 players and runners to tell many stories that feature new and exciting tabletop systems. Our first two one-shots are already on the channel for your viewing pleasure. The first one is the one that I am in, which is Shadow Falls. It is a Kids on Bikes one-shot that is based in a summer camp in Vermont. The second one is a supernatural mystery that is set in the fictional town of Clear Cove using the Monsters of the Week system. But with that tidbit out of the way, I am going to talk to you about our next one-shot releasing this upcoming week. This is a Pathfinder First Edition game where a village of goblins will be going up against some strange flying objects that have come to desecrate their homes and their town. Will they succeed? Find out on May 30th at 6 p.m. PST with game runner Alice and her 4 goblin players. Each one-shot is released every other Tuesday at 6 p.m. PST, so we hope you come over and check us out. But that is all that I have for you, so let's get back to this episode of A Parlous Voyage. Bye.
Last week, the crew of the Golden Rose sailed towards their next clue to Raganorth's treasure, believing it to be on the island of Ogre Oxscurry. On their way there, they got to gamble, learn a bit more about the new crew members, and await their next adventure on this treasure hunt. But just as the spires of the Ogorok Scurry were coming into view, the crew was ambushed by the Vixen's invisible ships and forced a parley aboard their deck. The crew got and stayed at a rocky relationship with her and her crew, though Seraphina tried to fix any appeal with her seeming past with the pirate crew. And by doing so, she offered herself for protection of the Golden Rose and its crew. And we pick up at dusk aboard the Golden Rose as everyone is just leaving the captain's quarters to discuss what happens next. The 3 ships in the Vixen's fleet beginning to pull back, with Seraphina having successfully snuck aboard the Golden Tide without anyone noticing. So, crew of the Golden Rose, what do you do as the ships begin setting sail off into the sunset?
Vernon's definitely going after Seraphina because he believes she is still in her room. So he's definitely going and checking on that.
Okay. You go downstairs into the officers' quarters where the second mate would be. You knock and you don't hear a response.
He opens the door, and when he sees that no one's in there, he's going to start, like, going through all the other doors and just, like, trying to figure out if she's here. And then, as he realizes she's gone, he's going to...
First, as you go into the room and you see that she's not there, you do see a note on the bed.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's probably going to not see it at first, but then he finally, like, his eyes land on it and he's gonna go and pick it up.
Yeah, you pick it up and all it says is in Seraphina's handwriting, "I'm sorry I had to do this."
He's definitely going to grab his sending stone and, like, kind of grip the paper, like, and crumple it, and then send a message to her via sending stone. I wasn't prepared for this. Hang on. I gotta think of something.
What are you saying?
Okay, hang on. I'm under pressure now. Okay. So, you left without saying goodbye. Yet you got on to me for doing the same.
Okay, you have about 5 words left. Okay. You send that, and you should await her response at some point. What do you do after that?
Definitely going back up to the deck with the note.
Okay. You go back up onto the deck with the note. As Vernon's doing this, what are the rest of you guys doing?
Pilar, so we just came out of the captain's quarters, right?
Correct.
And she had burned the message into the deck of the ship.
Yeah, like right in front of like the main mast.
Okay.
It's in draconic runes.
Yeah, Talara's gonna walk out and be like, "Well, that was dramatic." And I want to go over to those runes, and I know that I took Comprehend Languages, and I want to cast Comprehend Languages.
Okay. You cast it, and you can see as the runes almost begin to appear in like the common tongue. It says CODEDLOFITY. Coded Lofity. All in one word.
Cool. Talara's gonna pull out her notebook from her waist and write the letters down.
Okay. What are Ether, Narissa, and Mariana doing?
Good question.
Mariana is...
with Mariana.
I'm in my captain's quarters, like still sitting at my desk with like my head in my hands.
Sorry, what
Like,
was Ether
shit.
doing?
It's just like Senator trying to like trying to figure out if there's any way that anything that they can do to make this situation any better for anyone involved.
Okay.
But right now, it's just decided just to stay with Mariana in case she needs someone to bounce ideas off of or anything.
Okay. And what's Narissa doing?
She is probably watching Ether because she watched them get their ass handed to them. And doesn't trust them not to push themselves too far.
I would say if we were in the captain's quarters, I wouldn't allow anyone else except my first mate in there right now, just because of how she's feeling.
Valid. She would just be watching the door to the captain's quarters then.
Okay. Anyone who's on deck, could you please make me a perception check, please? Vernon, you would come up by this point.
Mm-hmm.
16?
Okay.
14.
15.
Okay. Talara, as you're kind of going through and you're kind of writing down this and trying to figure out what perhaps it means, you notice like a small shift in the rowboat that you guys were just on. Well, technically that Warwick and Devil Smile were just on. Yeah.
And this is
Like
it's back on the boat.
Yeah, it's back on the
up?
boat.
Oh, okay.
It looks to be like a small shift, like where there were like some like sacks for like food.
She's gonna go over there.
Okay. You go over there. What do you do when you're over there?
She's probably thinking what little critter got in here, and is just gonna look and see where maybe movement's coming from.
Okay. As you kind of begin looking into the rowboat, if I could please have Raven describe what they see.
Little critter.
So, do I describe myself?
Yes, if you'd like to describe what your character is doing in this moment.
So, my character, he's just this little lizard guy, and he's kind of huddled up in the sacks of where the food are, and he's just be silent, nobody's gonna see you, it's okay. And he's hidden over there, just kind of huddled.
Are you saying that out loud? Be silent.
Absolutely,
Be silent.
absolutely.
I love him so much.
I love this.
I love him.
Talara's just gonna tilt her head, okay, little critter, and walk over there and just uncover the little critter.
You go to uncover and you just pull back the hood that looks to be made of a potato sack.
Mm-hmm. Well, hi, little guy. You weren't very silent. I mean, I could tell you're trying, but...
Oh, I wasn't? Oh.
You gotta do that in your head.
Oh, I
Yeah.
can't tell the difference.
I know someone else like that, yeah.
Hi, nice to meet you. Sorry to be on your boat.
Ship? Boat.
Ship?
I don't know either. Honestly, I don't. Then maybe this is a boat and this is a ship. So maybe right now you're on a boat.
Yeah.
What are you doing in there, huh?
Well, I was trying to get off the land because I kind of got into some. It was fine, but I was trying to travel somewhere else, and it looked like you had space, so I just was kind of hiding with the food. I didn't think anybody was gonna notice me in here.
Well, I mean, you weren't totally talking all quiet now, were you? I mean, I don't know, you could just ask.
At this point, I would also say that Narissa and Vernon, you also see Talara just like talking to something in the rowboat.
Just talking to a boat.
Yeah, I could have just asked, but I was a little spooked. There's a lot of y'all.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not the captain or anything. Well, I'm not really anything actually at all. I have no say in anything, but I don't see why it'd be a problem as long as you can make yourself useful.
I can just stay with the food. I can just hide over here. I'm not doing anything. I promise. I promise.
I mean, yeah, you could just stay there if you want. I don't care.
I'm pretty comfortable.
Cool. All right. She's gonna walk away. They're like, what the heck?
Okay.
And he just kind of huddles back over the sacks of food. Slightly less kind of like huddled down because he knows somebody already knows he's there. So he's just kind of like sitting there.
Okay. What are the rest of you guys doing? Who are on deck?
Narissa's gonna go over and see if Talara was just talking to herself.
You go over and you see like just peeking out of like the like all of the like the sacks of food that were kind of just sat there in this rowboat. You can see just like the side of the face of this blue-green gecko-like lizard person.
Hi.
Hello.
What are you? Oh, you're so cute.
Thanks. I just wanted to travel, so I'm just here.
I don't know what to do with you, so
I don't know what to do either. I'm just here.
do you want to come up here and be like,
Am I allowed?
I don't know, I'll get the captain.
I'm just playing it safe and hanging out with the food.
Why don't here? Come up here, say hi to everyone. I'm gonna go knock on the captain's door real quick.
He kind of like hesitates, but then he's like, and just kind of tries to hop up.
Okay.
As Talara hears Narissa say that, Talara looks back at the little guy and is like, I mean, she pretty much did the exact same thing. She kind of just popped up here, and we let her on, so, I mean...
It's true, I had some fish help me on board.
Yeah.
Fish, that's so cool.
Oh my god, I also love fish. We're gonna get along great.
And as this gecko kind of hops up and gets onto the deck, they're about 3'4", 3'5".
I'm a small
Just
guy.
a little guy.
You're just a little guy. You are just a little guy, aren't you? You little critter.
Do you
I'm pretty
have... Do you have a name that I can give to the captain?
Yeah, my name's Crit.
Crick! Oh my god, so cute. Okay, I'm gonna be back. And she is gonna go knock on Mariana's door.
Like a cricket, just without the it? At the end? Okay. I'm Talara.
Ooh, that's a cool name.
Thank you. I'm just looking at some things that were just burned in the ground. I don't know. Just hang out with me, I guess, till Captain gets here.
Sure. What's on the ground?
I don't know. Some lady burned some stuff on the deck.
Oh. That's not very nice.
That was real dramatic, like. Yeah.
At this
Sounds
point,
like
you go back to turn and it's disappeared.
Well, I'm glad I wrote that down.
Well, it's
Oh, yeah, well, I got it written down, though. Apparently it's important, so...
Well, you were smart. Good job.
Thank you. I don't think it's...
kind of like
that...
little claps.
Oh, Sheila, I like you. Okay, I like you. Okay.
From across the deck as she's heading towards the captain's quarters, you hear Narissa just be like, "Someone here has to have brains, and it sure as hell isn't me." Knock, knock, knock.
You hear a knock at your door, Mariana.
Yeah, what do you want?
There's like a little guy here.
Know that Vernon's here. I would need to announce whenever he walks onto the deck.
Vernon's literally taller than everyone.
Not when I'm wearing my heels.
Period.
Look, as small of a man as Vernon is in terms of personality and also intelligence, it's not him. He's like a little lizard. His name is Crick.
You named a lizard?
I didn't name him. He had a name.
Oh. I go up and I open the door and I go, what?
And as you're looking over Narissa's shoulder, you see Talara and this 3-foot tall lizard folk person just chatting.
Oh.
Little lizard. Named
See
Crick.
what you mean?
Wait. How? I'm gonna walk over to Crick. I'm just gonna cross my arms and stare down at them.
You see this blue tiefling walk up.
Hello.
Hi.
Captain Crick. Crick, Captain?
Oh, you're the captain. Hello. Sorry to just be here,
Not the first.
but yeah,
You snuck aboard a pirate ship?
I was just gonna hang out with the food until I figured out that we were on land again. I didn't really think too much.
When did you get on?
But don't worry, Mariana, it's not that hard.
You were in the rowboat with a very large ogre, and you had snuck aboard the rowboat.
I saw this ogre person, and I got on when they got on the boat, and they just didn't see me.
Oh, so you're from Ogre Rock.
Yes.
What's the question?
You wanna go
you
back?
answered it with a question.
No, not really. I'm good. I'm kind of supposed to travel right now. That's kind of my goal. Just to see everything.
I get you there. Captain, what do you think we should do? I'm all for letting him be a part of the crew, but it's your decision.
I mean, I woke up with a crick in my neck this morning. It must mean something.
Oh my god.
Weird logic,
my name.
but okay.
Don't sneak on pirate ships, maybe, but it seems like a dangerous thing to do.
Probably.
It's not that hard when you actually have to do it.
Have you done it
Okay.
before?
No.
Question. No. I just logically thinking about it, it would be pretty easy.
Okay, I'm thinking about the logistics of climbing onto a pirate ship right now.
Well, to be fair, I mean, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Captain. All respect, 100%, but I mean, they were on the little boat, and comparatively, Narissa just kind of plopped on. So
I didn't sneak on. Anyway,
No.
I don't think I could have accomplished that. I don't know if I can just.
I just like being the center of attention.
Mariana, as you're kind of talking with the Crick, you hear just this soft muffle coming from his satchel.
what you got there?
He kind of opens it up. He's like, I got a lot of things. I got potatoes. I got some other stuff. There's the lady.
What?
Oh,
did you say lady?
Yeah. the lady.
Can I meet the lady?
Sure, let me see if I can get her out. And he's like taking a bunch of potatoes out of his bag. And he's like, okay, give me 1 second. And he's like taking them all out. And he's like, here. And he grabs this terrifying looking doll that looks like it's been through way too much.
Oh,
And he's
Its
like,
head kind of
"This
goes
is
to
the
its
lady."
side, and as he says that, it says peekaboo.
No,
I
Absolutely
love
the fuck
this.
not.
no,
Mariana,
I
we
changed my mind. No, you can.
Mariana,
You
what
can.
the absolute fuck? How do
Crick
you like
pulled
this?
out a doll, and it said peekaboo.
Mariana puts her finger out to shake its little hand and goes, how do you do?
And you see it only has
Ether
one
slapped
arm.
Mariana's hand away.
No.
I can grant
what
you
the fuck?
3 wishes.
Lady, you can't just
Oh.
tell people that.
No,
Peekaboo.
Mariana, no,
Your name.
no,
She just
fucking
says
not.
things.
Mariana,
Shh, Ether. What's your
Mariana, you're going to get yourself killed.
name? Shh, I'll be fine.
Peekaboo.
Oh, you won't,
She's-
Mariana.
Your
She
name
hasn't
Peekaboo?
told me her name yet. That's why
Fine.
she just says a few random things sometimes.
What a good little gnome.
Oh.
That's new.
Mariana, you're not a gnome.
Okay,
Can
I
I-
like the little lady.
She's never
I-
said that before.
Can I use detect thoughts?
Yeah, I used to tech
And I want to
bots.
like go deeper, like as like try to see what this thing is.
This thing is
if I
not
can figure that-
sentient.
Mm-hmm.
There's a doll that repeats the same couple phrases.
That's what you assume, Talara, as you're kind of like, oh, it's not sentient. It's probably some sort of magical effect.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's kind of okay. Well, there's nothing in its head. But I don't. That makes it worse. I
good.
think. I think that's worse. I think. There's nothing up there.
Oh yeah.
It's
Yeah, I
like
don't know why
magic.
she does that.
I like watching you sleep.
Oh,
Yeah, you can go.
She's
You throw that thing
Absolutely fucking
over.
not.
Throw it over.
No.
Throw it over.
Do not mess with this.
I put her back and I'm like, lady, you can't
That
tell people that.
wasn't very nice.
Can we just like can we just like lock her up? Like in a
Oh.
box?
That's what I do.
Oh, okay.
Like, I
well,
just put her at the bottom of the bag.
with the
She does
potatoes.
that.
To see her ever again. That's
You don't have to if you don't want to.
goodness. Okay.
He starts putting the potatoes back. He's like,
You can
"I'm
hear
keeping them for later."
just the muffled sound. I want a lollipop
You can have a potato.
and blood.
What?
Take the potato. And he's like stuffing it more aggressively and back.
Where did you find the little lady?
Well, I was wandering around the spires one day and I just kind of found her just laying there. And
Oh
I like to
my
collect things. And so I just kind of like took her with me because I would feel bad just leaving her there.
Mm-mm.
But she says a lot of creepy things. So sometimes she just kind of like stays in the bag.
Oh, she's lovely.
That's
Ariana,
nice. I'm glad you
I
think
fully
so.
think that you're on drugs. You think that she's nice.
Yeah, I'm with
It's
Ether
the
on this
creepiest
one.
thing I've ever laid my fucking eyes on. No offense. I say
She's a little spooky.
definitely no offense. Like no offense to you at all.
Okay.
Shut up, I'm talking about the little lady. Anyway, try not to sneak aboard pirate ships, but we don't know where we're really headed right now.
That's fine. I don't really know what I expected when I kind of like came on here, but like it's all good.
Okay. You want a hammock?
Sure. I don't really need one though. I can just kind of like hide in a corner somewhere, just like in a little pile.
someone show them to the quarters, I guess? I don't know. Yeah, go get a room or something.
Okay.
Speaking of where,
I whisper over to Ether real quick and I go, that little lady is amazing.
That little lady will be in my nightmares tonight.
I hope she's in mine.
Oh my god.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
Speaking of, we don't know what we're doing, Captain. I translated, or I was able to read the runes that the Vixen burned on the boat ship. And I wrote them down. It's gone now, but I wrote them down. It's a bunch of letters. It's coded Lawfity. I don't know what that is, but I think it would make sense if it was like an anagram of something else. Maybe like a city or an island or something along those lines.
I suppose that would make sense. I'll take a look at the map. If you want to come back, we can look at the map together and have a look.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll take a look at the map. What are you looking for?
I don't know.
So I was trying to look at the. I did message you, but I was trying to look at the map that we can see. I was trying to find places with at least a Y in them, but there are some places like on the edge of the map, like the names get a little cut off.
Yeah, let me find the actual map.
That's the only thing is like there's one that's closer to the bottom that I thought that has a Y on it.
The FY at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I've been staring at that because I've
Yeah.
also been going over the map.
I was also going over the map, and I couldn't find anything else on the map that has OLFY.
Mm-hmm.
What one are you guys talking about?
The bottom right.
Bottom
Yeah,
right?
to the south of Darrencraft.
Ends in FY.
I don't see anything that ends in FY.
It looks like an FY, maybe EY.
It's probably an EY.
It looks like it's on a banner.
Look at the map that you gave
that
us.
just-
And look
it
at
just
the
said-
very bottom
okay.
right.
So, the very bottom right, it just says the Rothley Archipelago.
Okay,
Right there.
Oh.
but I don't see anything on the.
Yeah, that's the bit.
Looking
Okay,
over the
yeah,
map,
that sounds good.
Mariana, you don't see anything that has a combination of these words on it.
Well, shit.
Well, it's worth a try. Maybe Barky can do something with this.
Yeah, has anyone seen him?
He's just been on the deck, just kind of waiting.
He's just been sitting.
Okay, he's never this quiet. He must have done something.
Vernon is very much sitting there being very, very quiet.
He's kind of holding, like, just a piece of paper in his hands.
I think both of us, like, I think Talara and I just peek our head out the side, like, one on top of the other.
Barky.
He kind of just like jolts a little, looks at you guys, just like very unhappy look on his face.
I'm gonna walk over to him and be like, so what do you make of the new clue we found?
What clue?
The one the Vixen burned into the ship?
I wasn't paying attention because Seraphina's gone. Am I the only one that noticed?
She went to her room.
Holds up the crumpled paper.
And
Yeah, we get-
Mariana, if you would go ahead and, where is he? Go ahead and look in your journal.
OMG.
There was something different on the paper? No!
Different for there's something different for me? Okay.
Oh no.
And all you see, Ether, or Talara, as he puts the paper out, is, I'm sorry I had to do this.
Was it illusory script?
I'm gonna take the paper from Vernon.
It's good to see you all having fun when one of our crew members are gone.
Shut the fuck up.
How literally it's been like how long? There's no way we could have known right away.
It's been like 10 minutes.
Yeah, literally, like for me, it's more like leave the lady alone, give her some time.
Yeah, and then you guys saw the Vixen leave without any issues. Nothing seemed suspicious.
You say that like we could have known that she was gone? Last we saw her, she went to her room.
This is a pirate ship. Everything's suspicious. That was pirates. It's all suspicious.
I thought you guys would know better.
What the fuck were we supposed to know?
Okay, bro.
Get
Well, it's
off
your fault
your
anyway.
high horse. Get off your high horse.
It's your fault anyway, Ether. If you weren't so aggressive with the Vixen, she would have.
We were all aggressive.
Alara is going to cast Calm Emotions.
Vernon's casting Shield. I don't know.
That
if that
doesn't
would
work.
No,
That does not work.
Only melee attack. Damn it.
For everyone. Everyone has to make a charisma saving throw.
If you are resisting it.
If you are attempting to resist it.
Charisma is not my strong suit.
And we're not using it essentially like it's written. It's more of we're just I've been using it to attempt to like calm emotions instead of like get rid of being frightened or charmed. Yeah.
Got a 15.
It's a 17.
19.
What's the saving throw we're making?
Charisma.
Charisma if you are resisting your emotions being calmed.
I'm not resisting, it's fine.
Nurse is.
There is, and I got a 15.
What did Narissa get? Helen, what did Narissa get?
19.
Okay.
So if it's under 16 or under, you don't pass.
So Ether's the only one whose emotions have kind of calmed in this situation.
Honestly, I'm not mad at that a little bit. Okay, y'all are getting way ahead of yourselves. Like, it's literally been a couple minutes. Like, why don't we just think about this? Like, Vernon, that's what you are good at thinking, am I right?
And
He
I'm
hasn't
thinking
proved
he's
that
gone
lately.
because he is gone. And it's Ether's fault because if he would have listened to the Vixen...
Shut your damn mouth.
Getting aggressive. No, you shut your mouth. Because I'm tired of it.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Command.
Okay.
Shut up.
And I think it can only be one word, and I'm just gonna yell silence at him, and he has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, come on.
I don't know if this will work.
I need to pass this. Come on. This is gonna be fine.
Nurse is pulling out a dagger and she's gonna fucking stab him.
Either just standing there taking it.
What did you get?
Wrong mouse. That was funny. Let's see. It's a wisdom
saving throw.
Yeah, that was an 8.
Okay, so I say silence, which means that you can't talk.
And how long is the command?
I think it's only a round, honestly, but 6 seconds is enough for me, honestly.
Lila, as a feat, I could still talk into people's heads, so could I still do that?
No, you are commanded to be silent.
Dang.
In all items.
I didn't
So
know
in
if I could.
In the time that he's silent, I'm gonna say that my eyes flash like a bright, like, blue, like, ocean green. And your eyes, like, flash the same color to kind of match it as happened. And when everyone's silent, you need to shut the absolute fuck up. I know shit is bad. Believe me. If you continue to act this way, I will throw you off the ship. I do not care. Now we can figure this out together, or you can go back to the island with the rocks. You can speak. You're going to say it in 5 words or less what you're going to do, okay? If you speak any more, I will do something.
Hey, God. I'm looking at something. Hang on. Can I use Vortex Warp on myself? Uh,
I'm gonna say no.
God dang it. And he's gonna cast Shatter. That would be fun. It's just a noise. He's very angry.
You cast that and it doesn't go through.
Because it's silenced?
No,
Or no?
because
it
something
just
else
doesn't?
happened. Someone counterspelled it. And I would say
Hello?
Vernon and Mariana with the highest passive, you would see Devil Smile just holding his hand out.
I love him! Okay. He's
Thank
just
you.
going to storm away then. He is not going to talk to people right now.
As he's walking away, oh man, Talara is not so quietly gonna be like, well, I mean, we'll at least give him more than 10 minutes to cool off.
Vernon just flips off over his shoulder at Talara.
It'll take a lot longer than 10 minutes for me to miss him.
Okay, what has Crick been doing during this time?
Probably like
Just watching
Just-
it go
Just
down.
waiting for
Just go
someone.
down.
Just waiting for someone to show him the quarters.
So, because of all the confrontation, he knows he's not a part of this at all. He kind of like was behind, like, I think the main people, and then he just kind of like kept going farther back. And he was just kind of like sitting there, like, we're gonna let this pass. I don't know what's happening. I don't think most people do. I'm just gonna sit down and I'm gonna eat my potato. And he's just eating a potato.
Okay.
A raw potato.
Yes.
I love it.
hell yeah.
Yeah. And
Okay.
he's just like, oh gosh. I should have stayed with the veggies.
So your first day, or first 20 minutes on a pirate ship, you see a lot of stuff go down, a lot of arguing. You have no idea. You have no idea of pirate culture, so you have no idea if this is what normally happens or not.
No clue. And I don't want to ask. So he's just sitting there, hoping that like somebody at some point is gonna walk back over and show him where the quarters are.
Okay. What are the rest of you guys doing?
Planning Vernon's murder.
When Vernon gets to his room, he's going to use Arcane Lock on his door once he gets inside.
Okay. What does that do?
It pretty much just locks the door. It's impassable until it is broken or the spell is dispelled.
Do you allow Sly to be able to get into his own room?
Yes,
Okay.
of course.
Good.
He
That's a
probably
good question.
forgets, honestly.
Oh my god. Show the little lady to Sly. When she goes, it's a pretty little gnome. He'd be like, I am.
Oh.
It pretty much just makes it harder to like break in or unlock his room.
Okay.
I dragged Ether to the captain's quarters.
Ether does not fight and just fully lets you drag them.
If anyone wants to do anything before I get mad, you're able to please do so now before I get mad.
I am terrified.
Okay, what are you doing in the captain's quarters? Mariana and Ether.
Oh, I want to tell out the other people. Okay. I
Dead silent.
drag them in, drag them in, slam the door behind us, and set them down in the chair, and I cross my arms. I go,
Right.
Can't fly off the handle.
I did, and Seraphina's gone, and it's my fault.
No, it's the
He
Vixen's
was-
fault.
No, it was my fault. I shouldn't have gotten aggressive. He was right.
Then it's my fault because I should have told you to shut up.
Even if he did tell me to shut up, I don't think I would have.
I could have done the thing I did with barking, you know. Scooter-doo.
It was my fault, and he has every right to be mad at me.
Just as you have every right to be mad at him.
He didn't do anything. I was the one that got aggressive. I was the one that threw away any other possibility of Seraphina staying and us getting the clue as well.
Vixen made her mind up long before. I need you to promise me something now. Listen. You think you're a shitty first mate? I'm a shitty captain. Together, 2 wrongs make a right. Whatever we do. You need to communicate with me, okay? You need to be honest with me. And right now, whatever we're doing, the Skeleton King and the Vixen, they're doing the same thing. We need to be honest and communicate, and we all need to be together on this. And if we're not, I will throw them overboard. I've been wanting to do it to Barky since day 1. Now, what's wrong? Not just the Seraphina thing, tell me what's wrong.
What? A lot of thinking about my past, and I told Seraphina some things that also applied to me, and I'm really thinking about them, and I don't know what to do.
Well, as your captain, I'm already helping everyone else with their problems. Tell me your problems. Here, I'll tell you something about myself first. I used to be a pot washer. And I licked stamps
What?
for a day.
I don't think I've ever licked a stamp, actually.
It's honestly not good. You get really dehydrated over the course of a day of doing it. But, you know, sometimes at the post office, they need people to lick stamps.
This isn't nearly as funny as licking stamps for a day, but
It wasn't funny. It was a job I needed to... I didn't say this to be funny.
it was kind of funny. When I ran away, I left someone behind. And I didn't want to leave him behind. But I knew that in order for me to have the life I wanted, I had to. And I told Seraphina that a past love never truly leaves, and I was right. And now I regret bringing it back up because every time I think about love, I think about him and how I hurt him. And I want to move on from that. I know that I deserve to be happy. But how can I be happy when I don't know if he is?
I'll lean down and take your hands in mine. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think there are some things that I don't think you can ever move on from. But I think there's a possibility of getting closure in everything. I have never been in love as far as I know. So I can't say that I understand. But you want to find whoever this is, and you don't have to go there. I can check on them. And I can let you know. And even if they're not happy, you can't blame yourself for that. You deserve to be selfish. Life is about being selfish and selfless. Over and over again, you have to choose the time when the decision is right. You need to think of yourself.
Thinking of myself was what made Seraphina leave. She was the first person that looked at this stupid fucking rich kid and saw some potential in me to keep me going with whatever contract she ended up doing after our contract with the ship ended, and she just left. Just fucking left. And it's my fault.
We are after a dragon horde the Skeleton King is coming after. The Vixen came. She told Seraphina they made a deal that the Vixen would leave if Seraphina left with them. She told me in the note. You are the second mate of a pirate ship that's honestly trying its best right now. I think the matter of it is, I see it in you too. Don't get lost because of this. Stay with me.
Well,
I'm sorry everything happened, but please do not feel like it is your fault she left. There were extenuating circumstances. I'm going to destroy this entire room in 5 minutes because I am very angry about it, but I am keeping it together. So.
wait until I leave before you do that.
I will. I'm always a cool head in front of other people. Always.
I can leave if you want to wreak havoc on your quarters.
I'm going to ask you, do not seek out Barky. Do not seek out Barky. Do not start a fight with him. Do not antagonize him in any way. If he acts like a little bitch, send him to me. Promise me?
Okay. Promise.
Okay. I used to collect crabs.
What?
Yeah. My past is your past. I don't really have a past, actually. So, crabs and stamp licking.
Crabs and stump licking?
Mm-hmm. Piracy.
Okay. I guess.
Remember, anyone's a little bitch, send them to me. Yeah. But not for the next 10 minutes.
Okay. Thing. Just get up, wipe their tears, because they definitely cried during that, and leaves to go to their quarters.
Okay. I shut the door. After about 30 seconds, you guys hear a banshee scream.
Barry, I'd like you to roll me a d20, please.
Oh, I'm gonna destroy shit.
No.
9.
Okay. Good to know.
Ah!
What are the rest of you guys doing?
Someone show Crick around! I was gonna tell him to do that, but we got emotional.
For sure, Talar was like, all right, little guy, let's go find you somewhere to stay, and we're just gonna ignore all the things happen around us. Okay, let's go.
Okay, that's fine.
You okay?
Is this normal?
Surprisingly, yes.
Oh, okay.
But to be fair, a lot has just happened, and it's the yelling one and the one that left. They're kind of like, I don't know, like a thing. So he's like pissed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're just gonna ignore all that that's happening. We're gonna go. I'm gonna show you around. Here.
Okay, that sounds good.
There's a deck, and there's some water. Yep. We go this way. There's some more wood. The ship's made out of wood. Here's some doors. There's not much to show you. And she says, take Crick to find whatever room. Someone doesn't have a roomie or whatever.
Yeah. Crick, you get actually everyone else is roomied up, so you'll be able to have a room by yourself. But if you also just want to sleep in a cargo bay next to some food, you definitely can.
Yeah, he'll probably like put his bag down in this room, but most likely we'll probably find that area after a little bit. And he's like, "Wow, I still think it's pretty cool, even if it's just like wood and doors. Like I've never been on a boat before."
Yeah. It's actually it's pretty nice. I kind of like it. So yeah, apparently you get your own room, so that's kind of nice. You just leave that doll, I mean, in here. Make sure you lock the door on your way out.
Okay.
Yeah, I may just
Sorry
set up
if
a
the
little
lady was
alarm.
scary.
Oh no, lady's probably not gonna last long. I'm just saying, unless you keep it locked in this room. Yeah.
She doesn't usually get out of my bag.
Usually.
Well, like what just happened, somebody asked.
Oh, so. Okay. So when you said usually, you don't mean that she just appears out of your bag?
Oh no, she's never done that before.
And how long have you had this thing?
Just only like a few weeks.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
a few weeks.
Okay, that's long enough, I think. So if she was wanting to hop out of a bag, she could.
You hear some muffled sounds from the satchel.
Jesus Christ, the Lord. Okay. I'm gonna let you be with your little lady, and I'm gonna go work on this puzzle.
Okay. I hope that goes well.
I mean, are you good with words, letters?
Is it magic based?
I have no idea. It's just letters, as far as I know.
I'm good with magic stuff, and like I have comprehend languages, but I don't know if I would know the words or not. I'd have to see it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna ask everyone if they know it, and she's gonna show them the coded lophity.
Yeah. You see the word coded lophity? No idea what it means.
I don't know.
Same.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. Like, I can read it, but I don't know what the hidden meaning in it would be. And he kind of like tilts his head. He's like, "That's weird."
Yeah, it's pretty strange.
So, was that the thing that was like burnt into the wood?
Yeah. Well, it was in draconic runes first, so I think that's kind of telling on its own. It was draconic, but I also used
Crick, as she's talking, you just hear this voice in the back of your head. And it just says, "Flooded city."
Oh, but I was getting so close. I had flood out.
And you just hear that in the back of your head. And you hear that in primordial in your head.
That's sick.
You good over there, Craig? Craig? Little guy?
Yeah? I'm good. Can I? So you said that was in Draconic, right?
Originally.
And you have no clue what the rest of it entails?
No, I mean, I can see a couple words that pop out, but nothing with everything yet. I mean, I've literally only had it for like, I don't know, 5 minutes, so.
That's really funky. Well, I don't know how to help you with that.
Kalara is gonna cast Detect Thoughts.
Okay, what are Crick's immediate surface thoughts?
Water, blood, weird.
And if
Potatoes?
she goes deeper?
I need you to make a, is it a wisdom saving throw?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Crick, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Cool. I can do that. 19.
Yeah. You do know that I did it, though, but nothing happens.
You feel another presence in your head. It's unfamiliar.
He kind of just looks over at you and goes, "Did you do a mind thing?"
Did you do a mind thing?
Not right now, no. Did you do a mind thing?
Well, maybe if you weren't acting so weird, I wouldn't do a mind thing.
Well, I just have a hard time trying to explain the mind things. But if you can do mind things, I can tell you. Okay, so sometimes I just kind of like, I can hear things from people's minds sometimes, and I just got one in my brain, and that usually doesn't happen. And it was like about a flood and a city.
The
Yeah,
words
that's
were
it, though.
Yeah, the words were flooded city.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, though. And I just thought it was weird.
So wait, you're saying you just randomly get people's thoughts in your head?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like
I try
different
not to,
people,
though.
or like other people, or like one person, or
Other people? Not just specifically one, but I try not to hear that.
is it
I don't like to.
is it people near you, or like?
Mhm. Yeah, but I've been trying not to do that, especially because I don't know you all too well,
Mhm.
and that would be weird.
Well, yeah, you're right. That would be totally weird to just, constantly listen in on people's thoughts. Yeah, for sure.
That's why I was a little confused when there was somebody else in there.
Yeah. Well, like I said, don't act so weird.
I'll try not to, but
So flooded city, but like,
I just heard it. I don't know where it came from.
yeah,
It
but
was weird.
That means if it's something close.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's always someone close, like in the vicinity.
Usually, yeah.
And what did it
Oh.
sound like? What did it sound like?
What?
It was a very
Can you
it was
describe what it was?
so it was like in the back of your head. You haven't had this specific voice pop in your head before. But it was very guttural, very low voice, and it was in primordial.
It was pretty like low and deep, and it was also in primordial, which I do know that isn't like an uncommon language for me,
Mhm.
but it's just weird that somebody else used it, and I also don't know who they are. I've never heard them before.
Okay. Well, we're just gonna keep this stuff about the mind stuff and to both ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's probably a good idea.
yeah, I'm gonna go see about this flooded city, I guess.
Yeah. If I can think of any more ways to be of help to you in that, I do understand primordial, and I do know that type of thing. So if you need any help, I'll probably just still be in here.
That's pretty convenient because that's what we usually use the yelling guy Barky for. So I mean, maybe we just let him stay in his room and you can help us instead.
If you need the help, I know he's a little sad right now.
Yeah, he's a little sad all the time. He's a little broody.
Oh.
Yeah. No, that's we don't feel bad for yeah. Okay, well, I'm gonna let
He
you
just
get
starts
settled.
nodding.
Yeah, we're gonna let you get settled.
Oh. Star, no.
Not Star.
Not Star, no.
All right, Discord crashed.
Also, Raven, we forgot to boost one of your scores by 1. Would you like wisdom or intelligence to be boosted by 1?
Probably his wisdom.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot about that too.
Yeah, I forgot that I never grabbed a 4th level spell either. But I'm gonna put it in there here in a second.
Okay.
So I'm gonna let you do your little thing in here, get comfy, and I'm just gonna go figure out the stuff. So bye. Okay, and she walks out.
Greg, did you stay in your room, or what do you go and do?
He does, but can I grab, because I know we talked about it, can I grab the paper out of his bag and see if it correlates with what we just talked about?
The paper that you grabbed, or you have, looks like this. Should be in your inventory. The only thing it has is flames and then 3 lines shooting off of it, but it's burnt. You aren't too sure if it correlates with anything.
And he kind of just looks at it and he puts it back in his bag, but he's like, if she comes back in, I'll explain.
But as you're kind of like thinking of it and you're kind of thinking of where you found this, you do remember it had a box and kind of like connecting dots and things. It does have the same amount of, like, it had the same amount of runes as the word flooded city would have.
That's, And he kind of like holds the paper and is trying to think, and he's like, if I go outside and try to find them, would I know where to go?
You could find your way back up to the top deck and figure out where they went.
He probably, like, while he remembers, probably tries to go up, and he kind of like puts it back in his bag temporarily and just kind of like waddles back up to the main deck.
Okay, you walk back up to the main deck. What is Talara doing? Where are you going?
In that time, she's just walking back up deck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you walk back up on deck. Shortly after, probably like 2 minutes pass, Crick's back up there. Kind of jaunts up the stairs.
Oh, well, hey, little friend.
I may have something that could go along with what we were talking about. And he like grabs the paper and he's like, do you think that this could go along with the rune and stuff? And he like holds it up to her.
Thanks.
That should all be in your inventories now.
I mean, wow, you really are already proven to be quite the help there, Frick. Way more so than Barky. So how about we? Oh well, that banshee scream. We shouldn't. We should leave the captain alone for now. Maybe I'll go. First mate's gone.
No, Ether's first mate.
Oh, Seraphina was second.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Okay. Well, we'll go. Let's go. We'll go show Ether. We'll leave the captain to her screaming.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Come on, little guy, and we'll go find Ether.
What is Ether up to?
They're trying to think because they might just be crying.
Would they be doing that on the deck or in their room?
Their room.
Okay.
They went to their quarters after, and kind of, how long has it been since conversation that Talara and Crick are heading up to their room? Like a minute or so or something?
If it's probably about like 5 minutes.
Okay, yeah, there's either way they did cry, so there's no way to cover up that they've been crying. Great. But they're trying their best to calm down in their room when Rick and Talara are going to look for them.
Okay. You would have, on the deck, you would have had multiple people see Ether go down below deck and assume they went into their quarters, so you can easily find them there.
She knocks on the door.
1 second, and it's gonna like try their best to make it look like they haven't been crying, and then open the door and is like, "Hi, did you guys need anything? Find something out, or?"
Well, actually, you want to tell him, Crick?
So, a little bit through the spires and stuff, and I had this instance where I found this box, and then I found this paper, and this stuff happened after that, but we were talking about the rune and all of that, and we thought that this could potentially be connected to that.
You know what the rune says at all?
Me as Raven does not remember what it says.
Do you mean the flooded city bit?
No, I remembered that part. I thought you meant like on the actual paper.
There are no runes on the actual paper. It just has the flames on this side, and then there's lines on it as well.
So that right there was something funky that happened when we were trying to figure out what the runes was about, and the lines and stuff there. It does correlate with the words "the flooded city," and I kind of say that to Lara to like tell them because we had talked about it, so they're like, it kind of does correlate, and so that's why I wanted to show anybody who would need to know it because it's a little weird.
Can I make like a history check to see if Ether, just off the top of their head, knows of any cities that were like either had a lot of water that could have flooded since then, or cities that they've known to be like flooded or anything?
Yeah, go ahead and make a history check with advantage.
Oh. My internet is very slow when it comes to Roll20.
Okay. What roll on the die?
19 plus like
Plus 3.
6 or 7.
Plus 3.
Why did I think it was 6 or 7? Anyway, yeah,
Okay.
It'll be 22.
Yeah. You're kind of thinking back, and you do know of a place kind of within the wasted chain, like the Rothley Archipelago, known as Tiri. It was a flooded elven city that now lives at like the bottom of the ocean.
Okay. There is a flooded city in the wasted chain. If I can talk to the captain in a few minutes and talk to her about it, and we can talk more about that, but thank you. That really helps.
Told you that we get this quick. We didn't even need him. Not you, Barky.
It's okay. I was just rolling with it.
I mean, you have been a big help.
Literally,
the few minutes that you've been here, which is amazing compared to Barky.
Mm-hmm. That's what I've been
not getting mad at me for hiding with the potatoes.
Honestly, you can have potatoes. Like we'll pay you in potatoes.
Oh
can
my
we pay
god!
You in potatoes.
Yes, you can pay me in potatoes.
We'll get that
potatoes.
in writing.
Oh my gosh, Amazing.
I guess we'll just wait a decent amount of time before going to the captain.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the captain in a little bit.
I only screamed once, so that's all.
Yeah. Oh, we all heard it.
But yeah,
So,
yeah.
So you guys have this conversation with Crick, and you guys seem to have found another clue, or at least know where you guys are probably going to head, and that's where we're going to take our break.
Whoa.
Alrighty, and welcome back. We pick up as Crick has just offered a clue to Raganorth's treasure unknowingly, and Talara and Ether and Crick all are heading up towards the captain's quarters to go give this clue to Mariana.
Captain?
Hmm?
Do you have a clue for you if you're comfortable with us coming in right now?
Yeah. I opened the door.
hey, Captain. You doing okay?
What's the clue?
Well,
Oh, it's the little guy. Hi, little guy.
yeah. It was actually Crick. Crick helped me figure out those letters. And Crick also had a piece of the map. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was traveling around, and I was traveling around one of the spires, and I just so happened to find a box that had this paper in there. And we were just talking about the rune and all of that, and it made me think of the paper, and so I got that out, and turns out it's a map thing.
It's a map.
What did the box say?
I don't know if the box had anything on it specifically, but it had the
You remember it had runes on it, an amount equal to the same letters, the same number of letters in Flooded City, but you can't speak Draconic, so you didn't know what it said.
Yeah, I didn't know what it said at the time, but I did see the runes on it. But because of the other rune, I guess it was in Draconic, but I don't know that personally. But then the words Flooded City came up, and they're the same spaces. That would be those words. So
Flooded City. Like, how did that come up? Oh, the anagram thing that we're doing? Oh, because I got offload tied. I didn't think that was anything.
I just got flood, so
Oh. Like Asteri?
that's what Ether thinks.
Not that far from it.
Think we can set course to there?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take a quick look at the ship. We took a little bit of damage from the Vixen before we start going out.
Yeah, do we have enough supplies to make it there and back potentially? Like water breathing potions like we did before?
We should be good. We just got out of port. We'll head
All right.
there. Make sure everything's good. Rick, do you want to go to an underwater city?
yeah, well, I can breathe underwater, so if we ever need that, then
Perfect.
I'm good there.
Nice. One day soon, all of us will be able to breathe underwater. 3 down.
Yay!
Go ahead and let everyone know we're setting sail. Ether, we're gonna set course. I'm gonna go check on some of our people real quick. Ugh.
All right, and Ether is gonna go and tell people that they're setting course for Tiri.
Okay, you go up to Warwick, the big ogre, who is your guys' navigator. Okay, that sounds good. I'll get us there in a jiffy.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Of course.
You want some help? Can I help?
I mean, do you know where Tiri is?
No, but the point is learning, is it not?
I mean, can you look at the stars and find them? And he looks back up at the sun. It's just setting over the ocean right now.
Okay,
Don't
buddy.
do that.
No,
My corneas are fine.
this is his thing. This is his
Okay.
thing. Yeah, this is.
I
can
like this
do it.
guy. He's cool.
He's actually pretty cool.
Oh my
yeah.
god, hi little dude. Are you from the island?
Yeah.
I've seen your people a few times.
You have?
Yeah.
He's like, nobody sees my people these days. So
I
that's
mean,
really
I'm from the
cool.
island too.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that's incredible. Well,
Why are you
it's
out here?
nice to meet you. I just kind of showed up.
Oh,
I was hanging out with the vegetables over there, and then people found me. And
well,
so now
I was
I'm here.
wondering what I was sitting on.
Yeah, I did see you first.
I'm sorry,
But-
little guy.
It's okay. It's okay. You didn't mean to. And I was trying to be really, really stealthy.
Well, you did it. And he kind of he puts up his hand that's like basically half the size of you and puts it up for a fist bump.
And he does it back, and he's like, "Yeah."
Oh, that was like a little prick.
Probably.
Okay,
I'm small.
Hey matey, let's go and go navigate towards.
Yep.
the
Yep. Show
city.
me how to look at the stars during the day again. Yeah,
Okay,
that'd
yeah.
be helpful.
He puts his hands on your head and just puts you right in front of the sun. You look
Mhm.
right at that. That'll
Mhm,
guide
yes.
us.
For sure. Yeah.
We
that's-
totally
I can
don't
see-
have to go the opposite direction right now.
Yeah. I see exactly what you're saying.
Okay. And he goes off and begins navigating the ship towards Fury.
I'm just imagining Warwick the ogre with Crick the lizard man on his like shoulders, like just going crawling on his arms.
I love it.
Imagine you go to a fight, and he's like, "I've got you," and he just throws you at something.
Please.
Fireball
That's so
special!
funny.
It's another dragon.
Okay, it'll be about another week's journey over, but what are you guys doing? As you guys are setting sail towards Astiri.
I'm
Go ahead.
gonna go speak to Narissa.
Oh shit, okay. You find her standing at the very bow of the ship, screaming to the ocean to let out her anger.
That looks pretty cathartic.
It is.
This is a good bonding moment for us. I walk over and I banshee scream into the ocean.
Yes!
And like,
Narissa loves it. Genuinely. She's like, yes!
all right, we've bonded. You've got to calm down.
Look. I don't want to be angry because I don't like what it does to me. It's going to age my face. But he came for me earlier. Now he's coming for Ether again. I go for him. I'm not gonna stand here and let him do it.
I know Barky's an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
I have spent 6 months of my life knowing him, and it was 6 months too long.
How have you
But-
not thrown him overboard?
Well, I wasn't really allowed to. I tried. Oh, off topic. Listen. This whole treasure thing, we're still on it. We gotta find it. We need Barky. Barky needs us. I understand horrible dick of a person sometimes, but he also just lost Seraphina. So I'm going to ask that everyone is polite and civil, and if you have a problem with anybody, come into me, and then I will throw him overboard. Then you can pick him, you can get him out of the water and throw him overboard again.
And before you throw him overboard, can I just shoot him with an arrow once?
No, that might be bad for his complexion.
Do I look like I care about his complexion? I only care about mine.
Might be bad for yours too.
I don't know. I shoot things with arrows all the time, and I still look amazing.
Think about the stress it would cause you, honestly, though.
I feel like it would be a stress relief at this point to shoot him.
No, I mean the after part where we have to fight all the shit and we can't find the clues.
I'll hold back for now because you asked.
Thank you. And also, I just want to see if we can keep an eye on Ether, and I'll see if they can keep an eye on you. Keep an eye on each other for a while. I know that it's a stressful time right now, but after everything that happened, if we could all just get along for one fucking week, I would really appreciate it. Think of the baby.
Do you mean the little lizard man?
I mean the little lady, but also, yes, the little lizard man.
Yeah, okay. But if he comes for me, I'm not holding back.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. And I walk to Vernon's room.
Okay, what has Vernon been doing in all this time?
He has been yelling! So he has probably, once he calmed down enough to think rationally, I say in quotations, he's going to message Ether. I told you I was done. And he is going to say, "You're just a spoiled nobody who thinks they know everything. You don't. Now the person I love is gone because of you. I will never forgive you."
I would like you to make an Arcana check because you don't know where Ether is.
Do not know where Ether is. I sure
If it doesn't get to him, if it doesn't get to them, it's gonna be so fucking funny. Please.
I think it'd be so funny if I'm on the way to the room to tell him to calm down and he says it to me and I'm just like,
See, I'm like, it doesn't hit Ether and it goes to Narissa. Because
What'd you roll?
I don't. I gotta do my math. Hang on. Either way, it's a 5. But hang on, I gotta. Add
Okay,
I gotta add
cool.
my stuff.
Okay, I know who it goes to.
I don't like that. I don't.
Warwick.
It does go to work.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. That's
What the
fine.
fuck is in my head? Maybe I have been staring at the sun for too long.
Crazy.
I think you've been staring at the sun too long, Warwick. Just in general. I don't know why you said that, but in general.
Oh, there was something in my head.
I'm sorry?
A voice.
I'm sorry?
I have them sometimes.
Hmm?
There's one that like in the back of my head that tells me if I should and shouldn't do things. I usually don't listen to it.
That's good to say. That's good to know, buddy. That's good to know.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Like a person looks at another person?
You've got a suspicious look on your face. What are you
Okay.
hiding? He stares at you.
Uh-huh. She goes in her pockets and is like, I don't know.
I thought you'd have candy or something, I don't know.
No, I don't typically have candy. No, I'm sorry. I can try.
I think Ether
find
picked
you-
up some.
Oh, I will find you some candy.
Thank you.
Next time we go just for you, I'm gonna get you some candy.
Oh, thank you. Okay, anyway, what's Mariana doing? Sorry.
I loved that. I would like to go knock on Vernon's door.
There's kind of no answer at first, and then probably 30 seconds later, just a what?
It's me.
Another 30 seconds, and then the door unlocks.
Door. Close the door. I kind of have my arms out and I'm like, okay, how are you feeling?
How do you think I feel?
Like an asshole.
No, I don't feel like an asshole. I feel justified.
And then I push him against the wall. I've got my arm up like this on his chest, and I'm like looking up at him, and I'm just like, listen, I know things suck right now. I know. Stop it. Sorry. I know things suck right now. I know Seraphina is gone. I know you blame us for it. You need to get it together. You have got way bigger problems than your girlfriend leaving. Ex-girlfriend? I don't know if you guys got back together. You are about to die and get eaten by a dragon. Can we deal with this first and then we can go find her? Odds are we'll run into her again anyway.
And you can just see just the anger kind of settle on his face at that. He doesn't say anything, and he's like, yeah, you think I don't know. And he moves his shirt. Said, did it grow again? Question mark? No? Okay, cool, never mind then. It's like, I know. There's a lot of stuff going on. I'm sorry.
I don't think I've ever heard you apologize. This is weird.
It's needed. But I will not forgive Ether for this.
Why do you think it's Ether's fault?
Well, for one, he got onto me for being aggressive, and then he goes up to a pirate who's obviously surrounded us, was aggressive, got Seraphina take it.
Yeah, what is it? Okay, so I got a weird note in my... I'm still pinning you to the wall. I got a weird note in my room the other day that was saying that you had beef with Ether and Narissa. What beef do you... We don't have steak!
And he's just gonna... just confusion. And then he just... I wanted to ask Narissa about Raganorth. I may have accidentally came off too aggressive, especially because I know apparently they know my parents. And Ether also was aggressive, and it just got out of hand. And I walked away. So that's pretty much the gist of it.
Okay. I need you to get along. I don't need you to tolerate each other. I need you to get along. We are stuck figuring this shit out. We're headed to an underwater city right now. Because that was the fucking clue. Flooded city. The baby found it out. Crick. I've only known Crick for a day and a half, but they're great. Not even a day and a half. 10 minutes? They're great.
Like an hour.
Like an hour? Wait, what if they're a spy? I don't care. Okay, so I need you to get along. You cannot blame Ether for this. The Vixen had made up her mind. And if anything, you should blame me. Found out that she was a part of whatever killed my old crew. And I went off. Is the best I could, honestly. Actually,
you were justified in being angry. Like, I'm justified at being angry at Ether.
And Ether wasn't justified at being angry? You don't understand how... You don't think how Ether feels? How Ether was traveling with Seraphina for 2 years at this point? And now she's gone with no word? You don't think that you guys have similar feelings right now? That you're not in the same fucking boat? No, the only person who's going to understand how you feel right now is the person that you are putting it all on.
He just is very silent for a second, because he knows you're right. He very much knows you're right. Guess I should talk to him.
Please, just... we have so much going on. We have so many enemies out there right now. I don't want us to have enemies on our own ship.
You're right. Dragon is more scarier than a windy boy will ever be.
I'll tell you, the dragon was the last thing I saw before I died.
Yeah.
Do I have to deal with that? I think I'll think about it later.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, be useful.
You don't have to be useful right now, Vernon. Just be here.
Okay.
At your cheek. Okay, bye. I just walk out of the room looking weird.
I love it.
You see,
She's in mom mode, but she's a 23-year-old undead woman who is so confused about everything. So she's like, how do I be a mother?
You see, Tarrant, one of the half elves, comes out of his room and is like looking at you weird.
Vernon's gonna go find Ether.
We're setting course. I would like to say that we're moving
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
And this is cool. Okay, we're not just sitting in a boat doing all this.
Not like last time.
You see the two half elf
is-
people are making repairs where they need.
But Ether is in their quarters, just drawing, like sitting on their bed and drawing.
He comes to the door and just knocks.
Ether opens it, registers that it's him, and then goes to close the door. Not slamming the door, but just goes to close the door.
He will very much shove his foot so the door won't shut. Can we talk, please?
Opens the door again. I don't want to talk.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Doesn't say anything, but does move aside in case Brennan wants to come inside.
He's gonna definitely just go in and kind of stand off to the side and just cross his arms. I owe you an explanation. I owe Nerissa an explanation too, but I can only deal with one of you right now. Well, I'm still angry about what happened. I got some information, so I'm more inclined to accept your anger towards the Vixen. But I don't... God damn, this is hard. Okay. So he's just... it's gonna look really fucking weird, but he's going to start...
Ether is honestly just gonna go back to drawing. It's so clear that like they're still listening, but it's just like, I'm gonna do this so you don't feel awkward of me staring at you while you're trying to come up with words.
I love that, yes. So he's just gonna just quietly start buttoning his shirt, which is gonna look really fucking weird. And he's going to move his arm out of it so he could see the necrosis.
And you look on his left arm and you see kind of just above the elbow, it looks to be kind of like these spindling, almost look like spider webs or like lightning strikes almost of black necrosis shooting up like past his elbow.
Oh my god.
There's a reason why I'm in a rush. And it's making me anxious, and that leads to me being aggressive because I don't like when my plans are changed. And I think I'm running out of time, and there's a reason why I need to know more about Ragnar and his treasure and everything else. This is it.
Nerissa very clearly knew nothing. And you kept going.
I know. It's only because I got this where they were at. So I just assumed they were hiding stuff, and that's on me. But we also dealt with a tort situation, and that was also part of my aggression towards you because you were aggressive, and I was anxious. Yeah, and I apologize for that. But now you know why I want to get this done. Because when you have a dragon in your head threatening to eat you if you don't find his treasure, you need to feel like you need to hurry.
I can sympathize with that. Also, there were 50 million better ways to address any of those situations. I do acknowledge that you are sorry, and I accept your apology for that.
You have every right to be angry at me. I don't blame you for that.
I'll admit I still kind of am a little, but...
Me too.
As long as we can keep face and work together, I'm fine with you being as angry with me as you want to be.
I know you know Seraphina as well, and so I get that you're upset that she's gone too. So, we're in the same boat as Mariana brought up to me, so we can be angry at the Vixen together.
Sure.
Anyway, just needed to let you in on what Mariana knows, and then hopefully we can keep face and make sure everything's okay.
That's okay with me.
Very quickly, puts his arm back. Okay, well, I guess that's all. I just wanted to apologize.
Okay. And Ether just goes back to drawing. Does not say anything else.
Vernon just kind of stands there for a second, and then just gives it a little nod and then leaves.
Okay. What are the rest of you guys doing?
I want to run into Crick.
You guys have a week in game, so we'll say you guys set sail and begin sailing towards Aztiri for this night. But there is a week-long journey ahead of you guys. So if there are any roleplay moments, anything you guys want to talk about, discuss, anything like that, you guys are free to do so now.
Nerissa's likely just keeping busy and avoiding Vernon.
Okay.
I feel like Crick's just hanging out. Like, if he has anything that somebody asks him to do, he'll just kind of be like, okay, and do it. But if not, he'll probably be just on a corner somewhere on the deck, either drawing or eating a potato or just watching everyone do the things and be like, wow, being on a ship is so cool.
I love that. Vernon probably makes his way to Crick one day just to actually sit down and introduce himself in a non-aggressive way. You definitely didn't get to meet me in the best light, but hi. Hello.
Okay. Yeah, it's okay. Don't worry about it. What's your name?
I'm Vernon Cornelius Barker, or Barky as everyone else calls me.
That's cool. That's a cool name. I'm just Frick. I don't have anything after that. It's just my name.
Still a good name.
Thanks. I think so. I like it.
It's very suiting.
Thank you. So, what are you supposed to do on a ship? I still don't really know. I'm just kind of here.
Well, you can do anything. Spar. I have books if you want to read. I know magic. I can help you with if you have magic.
I do have magic.
Oh. Okay.
I love magic. Magic is fun.
Nice. I have spells and stuff we can look at for, that's pretty much all.
Cool.
I do just anything, pretty much. Those are just
Oh my
the main
goodness.
things I do. Besides Spar.
What type of magic do you like to do?
I have a lot of different types of magic. acid-based, explosion-based,
Ooh.
body modification-based.
I don't have any of those. That's cool.
What magic do you have?
Water magic, mind magic, some where you can like shoot things out of your hands, stuff like that.
I have
Yeah.
magic that shoots out of hands, too.
Oh my gosh. No, that's one of my favorites. It's like a big purple.
So, like this, and he's gonna, like, off the side of the ship, use Eldritch Blast. So it's like the two streams that are greenish.
Yeah, you see a very similar kind of manifestation, but this one almost looks to be like dripping acid as it shoots out.
It's like, do that too. He also casts Eldritch Blast outside of the thing. He's like,
I love that. Nice.
yeah, that's the type of magic I have.
Well, if you ever need anything books-wise or magic-wise, I have it. If you need it.
Cool. I might like a book at some point. I like to read, but I didn't have a lot of chances to read back where I'm from. We don't have a lot of books.
Well, there's lots of opportunities to read here when you're traveling, so just swing by my room and you can pick out any book. I have lots.
Yay! Very cool. Thank you.
Of course.
I will take you up on that. I like to read. Reading is fun.
He just very much approves of Crick, and he just kind of gently pats his head and then gets up to go do other stuff around the ship. I know the difference.
He just gives a very gecko-looking smile. He's just like, bye.
Vernon's happy he
And he
made a
just-
new friend.
And he just sits there and keeps drawing.
Vernon. About the second night aboard this ship, heading to Aztir, you fell asleep.
I did now, okay.
But as you fall asleep, your brain is kind of focused on this mission you have to succeed, and you eventually find that slumber, but you awake in a space. A space that's familiar to you.
Okay.
You stand in front of a bridge made of long bluestone rocks. The bridge hangs over a dark expanse. And should you look over the edge long enough, you can swear you can see starry night sky. This bridge is barely lit by a small torch in your hand, not allowing you to see what's beyond it. But as you stand there, remembering what this place is to you, you hear a familiar rustling in front of you. Something large. Something awakening from a slumber. What do you do?
Oh, Jesus. He's going to start heading that way. Definitely feeling the fear.
Mm-hmm. You begin to make your way across this bridge. Each step you take echoes across this ever-ending expanse of darkness. Your footsteps aren't the only ones. You hear two large footsteps, something scraping across the stone floor. As you continue to walk forward, your steps slowly being drowned out as your heartbeat begins to race. You continue to walk forwards for what feels like hours before you finally see something else besides the blue stone bridge and darkness. You see another torch, about 200 feet in front of you, that illuminates 5 different large metal bars that extend into darkness. These bars are 30 feet wide, hundreds of feet tall. As you continue to approach, you hear a loud, guttural growl echo out before you as you see something within the cage. 2 large nostrils covered with black scales. The creature exhales its breath hot and snotted as it blows on you again. You wipe the mucus from your face, and you see the creature's mouth move into view, its snarled grin showing rows and rows of large, sharpened fangs, as its blackened tongue licks across them before a deep and powerful yet slightly weakened voice calls out, "Have you come to me with my horde?"
Obviously not. I need information.
I gave you plenty last time you were here.
Obviously not enough.
Do you want to offer me a tasty meal?
I'm trying my best. Okay? It's not my fault that whoever has these clues that apparently are needed are spread out everywhere. It's not my fault.
I'm not surprised you Ferris played his tricks.
Not surprised either. Look, we're trying. We got more clues. We're heading there now. It's gonna take another week. I don't know how many clues are left.
A week is too long. I've been in here for too long.
Then give me the information.
I've given you what I know.
And you have to wait. I'm doing this for you. Just
Not
wait.
fast enough. And you see as the large claw that's 5 times your size reaches out between the bars and smacks you onto the bridge below. And you wake up in your room.
He's definitely in a panic state, and he's running to Mariana.
Okay, this is like 3 a.m.
Yep. He's very much disheveled and it's just very much a mess, but he's running to Mariana.
Okay. Mariana, you're about 3 a.m. You're kind of awakened by a very consistent knocking on your door.
Oh, what is it? Dragon! I pull out my sword and I run to the door and I'm like, okay, who are we fighting? Oh. Who are we fighting?
I'm running out of time.
Okay.
No, we're not fighting me.
What's going on?
He's finally talked to me. And he said it's taking too long. You can see he's trembling. He is pale as a ghost.
I look out and I pull him in through the door and slam the door behind him. Okay. You're taking too long to get the treasure?
Yes.
What are we supposed to do? There's clues everywhere.
I don't know. I try to ask. He doesn't know anything.
Does he know that the Skeleton King is also trying to find the treasure?
No. I don't think so. This is the first time he's talked to me in...
It's been years.
It's been years. It's probably 10, almost 11.
Years? That many years?
It is taking too long.
You've been looking for this treasure for 10 years?
I didn't start until... yeah, actually... 10 years.
And I assume we found more clues in the past 2 months than you found in 10 years?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, how's your infection?
He's going to move his shirt to see.
You look, and it's now halfway up your bicep.
Fuck.
Where was it before?
Just below, or just above the elbow.
Below?
So now it's like, it's moved like 3 or 4 inches.
Running out of time.
How often do you have weird dreams? Like, does he speak to you in your mind when you sleep? Once
This was the
every
first
10
time.
years?
That has been the
I-
second time he's ever spoken to you.
This is the second time. He's never talked to me before until now.
Okay. I'm not gonna let you. The Order of the Black Hand thing is not gonna happen. I'm not gonna let it.
I think we can stop it. He's in my head. There's no stopping him. Unless you throw me overboard.
No, that wouldn't stop it either.
No, you would
Kill you,
me, not
actually,
him.
like straight up kill you. I'm not gonna.
Not that I want you to.
I think we need to deal with the possibility if it comes to that. What do you want to happen?
I don't know what's going to happen, but just do what you can. Do what you must. Don't let me hurt anyone. I don't know if I will. I don't know if I'll just die. Just don't let me hurt anyone.
For the first time since I've met you, the prospect of hurting and killing you is not something I look forward to.
You and me both.
I'm not worried or anything, but stay in here tonight. If the dragon thing happens again, just go sleep. I'll go over there. Don't look at me.
He just kind of stands there for a second, but then just moves to the side and creates the little sanctuary. Yes. Hello?
Do you have a snake,
Yeah.
like a spell like that?
Yes, I have sanctuary.
I heard bisexuary. I was like, what?
I mean, not wrong.
You called?
Yeah. All of us. No, it's not sanctuary. Crap. No, what is it?
Are you making a tiny hut?
Do I have tiny hut? Nope. I
I don't think that's a Seraphina spell, I think.
Yep. Damn it. I do not have tiny hut.
Just sleep in the bed. I'm in a weird dead state. I can just stare at a wall and be fine. I go sit in my chair, and in the most ominous way, I sit like a dead body in a chair, but I am resting.
Okay.
Oh, actually.
What are you
What
doing,
was
Vernon?
He's gonna find a rope in the room, and he has, Never mind.
Okay.
I think it's rope trick, but never mind.
Sleep on the bed, it's fine.
Oh, you're fine. Okay.
Yeah.
You eventually go to sleep, and you keep having like a reoccurring dream of you walking down this bridge, getting smacked, eaten, thrown off the bridge, constant.
Yay!
But whatever.
That's fun.
But what is everyone else doing on the other 5 days of this trip?
Talara is wanting to sort of talk to the newer people.
Mm-hmm.
Because she wants to find more out about Sidero, I guess, because now like that's been her whole thing this whole time, is trying to like figure out what to do. And so I remember someone had said, I think it was Devil's Smile, had said that they were a smuggler. And that like Evander's kind of just from around like all over has been traveling. Like, am I right? Remember that? I know he was from Asimir.
Erismir.
Yeah,
So
that one.
this is the Rafi Archipelago. He's from this country here.
Oh, okay. So then I guess Devil's Smile would be the first. would be
Nothing
the
happens.
first. Nothing happened. What are you talking about? She wants to just kind of like casually stroll at some point to Devil's Smile.
Okay. Hi. What's up?
What is he doing?
He's just like he's helping repair some of the holes in the ship that got that the harpoons went through.
Mm-hmm. Oh, would you like some help? I can help some.
Okay, I mean, sure.
I'm not great at, but I mean, I'm here to learn. So, you get a hammer and
Yeah, hammer and nails.
Okay, well, I think I can do that. Okay, well, she's gonna intentionally be really bad at it.
Okay, make a deception check.
Okay. Mm. 24.
Okay. Like you start trying to hammer in a plank, and he's like, "I've got it. Just watch me hammer in this plank, and then maybe you'll understand." But did you need something else?
I'm wanting to learn. Like, I'm just, I'm here to learn. Like, I learned from Warwick. I mean, not really. He kind of just made me stare at the sun.
Yeah, he does that.
Yeah. But like, I just kind of want to learn all stuff. I kind of didn't learn a trade or anything. I just kind of stole stuff before, and so now I'm kind of wanting to learn just some actual things.
Pretty good trade.
Well, yeah, I could still do that, but like right now I can't steal. I mean, I could steal stuff, but I don't think people would like that very much. Like, so I'm wanting to learn, like, navigation and maybe repairs and.
Sure. Really, you just need to learn how to use a hammer and just put planks of wood on the inside of the boat.
But won't that just be? This whole time, I thought we've actually been repairing and making it look as it did before. But
I mean, it's kind of
difficult.
I mean, it's kind of difficult without, like, the ship being out of water to like actually get in a new whole plank. That would be the whole side of the boat.
Wait, how do you get a ship out of water?
Well, they're levee systems. Like at ports, they usually have a repair levee. Or like
I'm already learning so much.
They bring you into this little like docking station,
mm-hmm.
and then they'll drain out all the water, and then the boat is kind of put up on stilts almost, and then you repair it.
That's actually really cool. I did not know that. And so she's gonna just start to repair things, but like wants to kind of try to casually in conversation, just bring up like, oh, well, I know you said you were a smuggler, where maybe we've run into each other before, had some similar dealings. Where were you mostly?
I mean,
working.
I just got off a job from CERN, but I've been all over the coast.
I'm looking at the map really quick. What about you ever do any you just finished a job in a CERN?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's actually kind of my hangout, sort of. Is where I'm from, kind of.
Nice. Did you steal things there, or?
Essentially, yes. And then I would, go upsell them.
So a con artist.
Kind of.
Did you con me with not knowing how to do repairs just now?
I don't know how to do repairs to a ship, no. I've never repaired a ship in my life.
His eyes kind of just squint.
She will badly hammer a nail.
You can stop the act. Don't waste
What?
this.
No, it's still there. It's not gone. Like,
But
it's
you
still
bent it.
usable. Oh. You can't use it anymore?
I mean, it's now
Can't
weaker
you just
than it was
hammer it?
before.
Oh. Okay,
And
well,
no, you cannot
fine.
hammer a bent nail into wood, because then it would
That's
just,
not-
it's easier to come loose. It
That's
could,
not what I was saying
you
at
could
all.
get, like, tetanus from it if it's rusted. I mean, we already have enough diseases.
The scurvy.
Yeah. I mean, oranges sort of fix it, but not really once it's, like, in you.
Yeah, but I don't like oranges, so
That's sad.
I know. Fine, whatever. I'll drop the act. What is it? Yeah, it's whatever. I gotta try. Have you ever smuggled anything into a Surin?
Yeah, I smuggled a
For-
bunch of black powder in there.
You just mostly dealt in black powder, though?
Yeah. I was part of the Golden
Oh.
Gorgon trade, so... Not Gordon. Copper. I don't know. Words. Metals.
Would I know that?
Yes, you would know. It's a pretty prominent black powder trade along the Wasted Chain. The Copper Gorgon is run by God, Lily's being annoying right now. Give me a second.
I really did not know how you repair ships. Just saying.
You guys walked in on that kind of thing in the episode of Blades in the Dark when you guys went to when you and Lindsay went to the shipyard. Because they had to crawl through ships that were on stilts.
Oh, see, that's the problem with like visualizing things in my head. Like I don't visualize.
Yeah, but it's run by I can't remember her name, but yeah, she's pretty one of the stricter. Like, she basically controls all the black powder in the Wasted Chain.
Well, I guess there's really at this point no sense in being covert. She's gonna cast detect thoughts as she's talking to him, so that I'm wanting to ask him questions, but because you know how like even if you're trying to lie to someone, you always are gonna initially think what you what the truth is.
You try to cast Detect Thoughts, and something's blocking you from casting Detect Thoughts on him.
Is he aware of this? I don't think if it's not working, they don't. It's only if you delve deeper that they know.
Yeah, but
Okay.
he kind of twists a ring on his hand.
Well, I guess there's no point in. I worked for. Let's just say it was. We'll just call it like the poison plant.
Yeah, I had some black powder, I think. At the oddity shop.
Oh, really? About how long ago?
Like a month or 2 ago.
Yeah, he's something, isn't he?
Yeah, I didn't like him.
Thank God. Okay.
I don't know. I heard some stories where his shop blew up or something, and I was like, why would you want black powder if your shop just blew up? But, you know, people are
that's
weird.
a really good point. Did he say anything at all?
I mean, I technically didn't say that to him. That was just a thought in the back of my head. But I literally just took the gold and ran.
Yeah, or like anyone coming in and out that you noticed, or
no, but there was a guard that kind of made like weird looks at me as I was exiting. A human man. I don't know. Then again, the guards in Astern are kind of trying, help the city or whatever. But pirates are gonna pirate. Yeah.
Help the city.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Themselves.
Well, Well, I'm just. It's just he has something of mine, and I'm not quite sure I want to go back and get it. And I was hoping to get it back in a covert sort of sneaky lack way, and I'm just trying to get this thing back in the quietest way possible.
Okay, what's this thing? You don't mind sharing?
What's it's just something that it's more of a it doesn't really it's not worth anything really. It's kind of, I guess the word would be
Sentimental?
priceless. Yeah, like it's more of like a personal sentimental sort of thing. It's not
Are you trying to hire me for a smuggling job, or?
no, I mean
I just took a contract with the Banshee, so I don't know if she'd let me cut it loose on contracts. And also,
no,
Wart,
not
I would have to bring Wart too, because I don't know, he gets lost in the world.
the navigator gets lost in the world.
I mean, like, I'm not saying like lost, like I've been to a city and I don't know where I'm going, kind of thing. It's just he doesn't really know how to navigate people.
Yeah, he did shove my ass towards the sun.
Yeah. He will do that if you try to learn from him.
Well, the little information you shared about the shop was decently useful. I'm just trying to get an idea of the best way to go about, So, do you want me to keep poorly?
No.
Do you want me to actually try to hammer it? Do you want me to actually do this though?
I'm
okay.
good.
Okay.
But if after we do this contract with the Banshee or whatever, I'm cool. If you want a smuggle job or something.
We'll see about that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And she walks away.
That was weird.
Yeah, right. I know.
He says that like to himself.
Oh, I was like,
Okay. What are the rest of you guys doing? Anything else?
So, has the plot grown with each dream, or is it just that once?
Just a recurring dream. It's not like it's not like you are physically there and can like have ability to like change. It's just a dream.
No, I was saying if the necrosis grew.
Yeah,
with each
but I'm
dream.
also saying that it wasn't like a you were talking.
And Vernon's definitely going to sending Stone Seraphina just an update of, yes, I'm running out of time. I don't know what to do, but I hope you're safe. And he very much keeps that in his mind. Very happy that she is safe.
Is there anything that Crick is doing, Marissa, Ethan, Mariana?
We want to get a book. I think you would want to get a book.
Okay.
So he'd wander down to the quarters.
You don't know. Yeah, you don't know where Vernon's room is, so you're kind of just knocking on doors.
Hello. Wait, wrong one. Hello.
I love that. Yeah, when you find Vernon's room, he's still a little disheveled, a little bit, but he kind of relaxes a little bit when he sees you, and he's like, "Oh, Crick, how can I help?"
I was taking you up on the book thing. I wanted to see if I could borrow a book.
Oh, yeah, sure. Come on in. My books are all in this shelf right here, and it's like a pretty big shelf with books.
Whoa. Cool. And he goes over to the books, and he's like, so I know we're on a ship, and oceans are kind of like what you would think of, but I just really like the sea and sea creatures and stuff. I was wondering if you had any books that were just about sea and stuff.
He goes over and kind of stands behind you and scans his bookshelf, and he pulls one out. I believe this one has lots of different sea creatures in it.
Cool, thank you. And he goes, wait, hold up. And he opens up his bag, and he's like rustling through, and he's like, okay, I'm from a trading area, and so usually when someone gives us something, we give them something back. And so he grabs this like big seashell that's kind of like the size of his hand, and he's like, here you go.
Oh, that's so cute. Oh my god. Yeah, he's definitely gonna take it and just smile at it. Yeah, just, thank you.
Well, you gave me a book. So, a seashell. But I'll give this book back to you. Don't worry. You don't have to give the seashell back. I like to collect things, so there's a lot in there.
Well, this is the third time someone's given me a gift, so thank you.
No problem. Well, I'm gonna go and read the book. So I'll see you later.
Okay, have fun. No rush.
Okay. Thank you. And he kind of like waves. He's like, bye. And he goes up the thing, and he's very excited. He's waddling very happily with the book.
Brandon's probably
gonna
gonna just see how happy he is and just be like a little heartbroken because he's like, oh, I'm making someone happy. Not heartbroken, but happy.
Yay! Well, he's gonna be very happy and read his book about sea creatures, because he loves those too.
Kind of just, as you're reading through the book, you kind of get towards like the back pages, and you have this immediate recognition of kind of large squid.
My favorite. What does this squid look like?
It's very large in comparison. You can see it has like a small squid in the corner, and it says and then it has a larger squid. It actually says like at the top it says Kraken on it.
Pick the little one and the big one. And he's just like looking at it so happily. He's just like, favorite page by far, best part of the book. And he's just staring at it.
Yeah. And you're learning a bit more about krakens and whatnot, and you would learn that they're normally from the water plane, but that there are some who have slipped through kind of portals from realms and have gone to the material plane on Aramel.
And he grabs his little sketchbook / notebook, and he writes that down. And he puts it right next to the drawing that he's been doodling for the last few days. And it is of this gigantic octopus. And he's just like, there we go. Cool. And then he kind of just like looks at the page in reference to his drawing that probably isn't very accurate. And he's like, I should work on that. And he starts redrawing with the reference photo.
Is there anything else anyone would like to do to do their drive?
I think I want to... Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say either spends most of the time either in their quarters or helping out Mariana. In their quarters, they're just drawing the entire time. They don't really do much else other than that for that week.
I think Mariana wants to talk to Crick a little more, and also see the lady again. That's her whole vibe. So she has either go get you on the like grounds, and it's gonna be something like professional, like a business thing, to bring you to the room. And she's like sitting at the desk, and she's like, "Yes, thank you for meeting with me. Can I see the lady?"
Yeah, you can see the lady. Okay, 1 second. And he starts taking the potatoes out again. He's like, here she is. Here's the lady.
Peekaboo. Oh, I needed this. Hello, little lady. Where did you? So you just found her on the island?
Yeah, I just found her. It was really weird. There was like nothing else around, and she was just kind of there, and
I can grant
she started
you
talking.
wishes.
Oh, there she goes.
Hello. I'm gonna just see something. Just 'cause I want to see. I can't speak with dead on the lady, just to see if there's like a dead person in there. Okay, yeah. Oh. Yes.
Yeah, she just talks, but I don't know why she doesn't say anything else. She only has those like few phrases that she can say.
Are they like triggered by anything, or does she just say them?
I like watching you sleep.
Thank you.
I think it's when other people talk, because like if I talk to her, she'll respond to me. But
What a
like,
good little gnome.
What a
But I
cute
don't
little
know.
gnome? Is that what she says?
What a good little gnome.
What a good little gnome.
I don't know
can-
why she talks about gnomes.
Can I pick her up?
Yeah.
Pick her up. I'm gonna look to see if there's any like identifying features. I'm just interested in this.
Okay. Make an investigation check.
Investigate. Ooh. Dirty 20.
I mean, you see, it looks like to be made out of like a leather almost. Tanned leather. It has kind of like pinpoint eyes, kind of sewn on eyebrows, and just like a small little mouth. There's a white dress that's very dirty with like pink flowers on it. She has one arm, 2 legs, though they're severely patched up. But other than that, there are no like super identifying markers on her.
She's so pretty.
Mhm. Yeah, I don't know where her other arm went. It's just gone, but that's how I found her.
Wow. Maybe we should give her a hand.
Oh my god,
That
that's
wasn't
so
very
funny.
nice.
Wait, was that new?
No, she said that before.
Okay.
What did she say?
That wasn't very nice.
Wasn't very nice. Oh, damn. She didn't like my
I
joke.
thought she said that was nice. And I was like, oh my gosh, she doesn't say that.
You said that you're here for travel? You're supposed to be traveling right now?
Mhm.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, there's a few things that are going on back in my like town that I'm from, and they had to send somebody out. There's like this prophecy thing, and they like sent me out to like go find stuff, and you kind of have to travel to do that. I can't just stay in one place. So
What's
that's what I'm doing.
what's the prophecy?
Well, I gotta try to figure out stuff that my home we kind of lost a long while ago. So I'm trying to figure out, you know, where that stuff went. I'm
Where your
searching
ho-
for it.
Where your home went?
Yeah, it's a little bit complicated, but I gotta find this creature, and then hopefully they can tell me how to help my home. But they didn't really give me a lot of guidelines, so I'm just kind of like going with it, you know.
Can I ask you, what do you mean creature? Like, did they give you anything?
Big octopus.
Big octopus?
Yeah. Like, and he shows this like bracelet that he has, and it kind of like goes up onto his hands into like a little ring. And he's like, yeah. So this was from my home before, and this is kind of like the symbol for it. So I'm trying to like figure stuff out.
Do I recognize this symbol, Lila?
Yes. Any
God
sailor
damn it.
would recognize this symbol. as a sailor's tale of a kraken.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You went,
Yeah. Yeah. That's a kraken.
Yeah. Big octopus.
Yeah, so those things are bad.
What do you mean? They didn't
Big,
seem bad.
big, scary, dangerous.
They do look pretty big, and I guess they can be kind of scary. But my people didn't think they were scary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least I don't think that they're scary, but I've never seen them. So, like, probably if I did see one as big as they are in person, I would probably be a bit scared. But maybe not. You know, they have helped out my people and me quite a bit. I guess they did at some point.
Kraken?
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, we are going to an underwater place, underwater city. They probably know some stuff about krakens.
I would love to know more things about krakens because, like, it's a bit of a question for me. I didn't really get told a lot of stuff, but I know that I have a connection to them in some way. But
Okay.
I don't know
Alright.
what that is.
We'll add it to the list of things to ask Soterios when we get there.
Okay.
Cool. We've got a list. Okay, that's goodbye, little lady. And also
I have the little lady move, like I move her arm so it waves goodbye.
I want a lollipop. And blood.
I only have potatoes.
I have blood.
She likes blood, I think.
Nice.
But I do think, I don't know. I have a lot of knickknacks in my bag. There's stuff in there. I don't know. She'll have plenty of stuff to look at.
You have blood?
Like a little vial, yeah. I found it one day. I just pick things up if they look cool. It's like the shiny objects thing for like everything.
No, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it can be anything. I'm just like, ooh, cool.
Do you want to see something that I have?
Yes.
Okay. Ready? And I pull up my bare hand, and I pull on the bottom of my bare hand, and a glove comes off.
How would you do that?
I don't know! I put the glove back on,
cool.
and it goes back into my hand.
We love magic that does fun things.
Right?
That's so cool. I don't have anything that can do that.
That's okay. You go do more ship things. I'm gonna go have an existential crisis.
Okay, have fun.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Lean my head against the door. All of her problems that she's been repressing from everyone else are coming up, and she's just like, nope. Closes the door.
Okay. So you guys begin that last leg of this journey, sailing to Aztiri. Mariana, you kind of guide Warwick, because as much as he sees it on a map, you know more about this place and kind of where it's located. So you're able to kind of guide, and you guys kind of stop, and it's the middle of the ocean, so you can't really put anchor down, but you guys stop in this ocean place, and that's where we're going to pick up next week. So thank you all for joining us for this episode of A Parlous Voyage, and may the dice guide you to beautiful friendships.